everyone, welcome to another insightful tutorial on Lapery College of Fashion YouTube sewing channel. And in today's video we shall be learning how to draft a Revere collar professionally. What is a Revere collar? First, collars are elements of designing found on the neckline of garments, and they are categorized into three. We have the flat collar, we have the standing collar, and we have the rollover collars. So under the rollover collars, we now talk about the Revere collar, we talk about shawl collar, and we talk about notch collars. The Revere collar, which we are looking at today, are usually fused together with the bodies. Together, it's more like you are cutting a kimono, you cut sleeve together with the bodies. So also is Revere collar, you cut it together with the bodies like this, and like this. So let's go fully into the tutorial. But before we do that, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And all of those comments, I do appreciate you because that's what actually keeps me going. And if you are new here or you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe. That's how to show that you are actually supporting this channel. And as you subscribe, always hit that notification bell so that you get notified as we upload videos. Some people say I do not see this particular video, or ask me a question, I say go back and watch this particular video, say I didn't see. So when you subscribe, always hit the notification bell. That is how you get to know that a new video has actually come up on this channel. So let's now go fully into the tutorial. Now, to explain the drafting of a lapel, I'll be making use of these small scale patterns, and these are just for the front patterns because lapels are found at the front, they do not extend to the back. Once your lapel extends to the back, then you are talking about shawl collar. Another thing you need to note is for your garments to have lapels, then the front pieces has to be separated like this. You cannot have a full front pattern this way and you want to introduce lapels. It's not possible. It's only when your front patterns are separated, whether you're not fastening it together with button or zipper or rope or loops, now they must be separated. That's another point you need to know. So to draft your lapel, we need to first place this on another paper, and the extension, the amount of paper, the extension that you create here now depends on how wide your lapels will be here. So I'll be going ahead now placing it on another paper this way. And when you are placing it on another paper, make sure that you place it up to the neck region, not like this. We are not just extending the center from each, must start from the neck. So I go ahead to place it this way. So having placed on another paper, you now need to determine where you want your Revere collar to start from, whether you want it around the chest line this way, or you want it around the under bust, or you actually want it around the waistline. So for this first design, I want it around the under bust, so I locate my under bust. So let's assume this is my under bust, so I mark this way. Then having marked now, we need to now from this neck point determine the style line. You determine your style line and go ahead to draw the style line, how you actually want it to relax. So I could decide to pick it like this, just draw my shape this way. Then from here I link up with where I actually want it to end like so. So I'll go ahead now to draw it properly. So having drawn the outline of my Revere collar properly, the next thing will be to connect this neck point to this tip where the Revere collar will actually end with a straight line like so. I like to use pencil for this. So this is what we'll have. So we're going ahead now to fold the pattern, the paper now along this line backwards. So I'll be folding it this way backwards like so. And with this now, I can go ahead now to trace out the outline of my Revere collar so that it will reflect on this other piece. So having traced it out now, I'll spread it back. Then I'll be going ahead now to trim following the tracing out. This first design that I'm doing is actually without any form of fastener. So I'll be maintaining the center front line this way. Then after from there now, I'll be following my tracing now to cut out this way. So invariably this is what we'll have, and at the end of the day, by the time we do the sewing, this will turn out to be like so. Still maintaining the same shape, the width, the size that we have drawn on the pattern itself. This is what we are going to be having like so. Can you see how beautiful it's coming out? So this is how to draft your lapel, or you call it Revere collar. And this first design is actually without any form of fastener. So when it comes to placing on fabric, you go ahead now to place it on fabric, and of course be cutting the two front pieces. Another thing you need to note about Revere collar is that they need, just like every other type of collar, you have the under collar and the top collar. And because this is not drafted together with the bodies now, what we'll be cutting to finish it out will be our face in like so. So once you cut this out, you also need to now cut out your face in pattern. And to do this now, let me use another paper. So placing on another paper to cut the facing, you place like this, and you'll be following the outline that you have here. Trace it out, I mean cut it like so, and at the neckline you do the same. Then getting to the shoulder line, you just come inward as desired, maybe about 2 or 3 inches, and you simply mark it like so this way. Then at the hemline, you also determine how you want it. Then you cut, and you'll be connecting the 2 points together. Or it's also possible to have drawn the pattern, how you want your facing to be like so, and you simply cut it out. But I do not want it to be too rough and confusing. So this is how to cut it out. So I'll connect and cut out. So this is what we'll have as our face in pattern. And by the time we'll now do the sewing this way, this is what will now be coming out. And most times it's always finer when you use another fabric for your face in this way, so that it comes out well defined like so. So this is one design of Revert collar. Now to further explain, I'll be making use of this other pattern, and this time around we want to do a Revert collar that the front piece is still having fastener, now button stand. So I'll simply go ahead to place on another paper just like we did the first one. So having placed on another paper and we've gotten an extension, the next thing will be to determine where we want our Revert collar to stop. And this time around, I want it around the apex this way. So that means from this point downwards is where my fastener, my button stand will be. So I'll go ahead to input my button stand. Okay, your button stand will be about 1 inch this way. Then you square downwards like so. I can go ahead to cut off this region like so, just leaving out the button stand this way. You just stop here. This is where our button stand is, the extension we are creating on the center front for button stand, and this is where our Revert collar will end. So having done this now, go ahead now to input the style line that I want, and this time around I'll change it. So let me draw my style line. So here is the style line of my Revert collar, and this now, since there's going to be button stand here, the Revert collar has to extend to that point, not this point. Now it has to extend to the button stand like so. And the next thing will now be to draw a straight line from this neck point connecting with this point, so that we can easily fold it backwards. So having drawn the line now, I'll be folding it backwards, following the line drawn. And I'll go ahead now to trace out the style line of my Revert collar properly. So having traced out, I'll flip back the pattern paper, then following the outline of the tracing now, I'll go ahead to cut. And by so we are simply done with the drafting of another Revert collar. And of course, this also will require a face in for us to be able to finish it properly. And by the time we are done, this is how our Revert collar will turn out, still resting on the main pattern, following the outline. Whatever it is that you have drawn, the shape, the side, is what you just get automatically and easily, like so. Can you see? And by the time you have these two other sides, the fastener, we have created an allowance here which will make the two sides to lap over each other and be able to include our button like so. And we have created our Revert collar easily. So by the time we cut the facing and do the sewing, this is what we'll have. Isn't it looking beautiful? So moving on, here is another design of Revert collar that we want to learn, and I've gone ahead to actually place the pattern on another paper for the extension. So for this particular one now, I'll be picking my Revert collar from somewhere here. It's not getting to the apex now, neither is it at the underbust. The first one was here. Now we are making something around here, and I'll be going ahead now to add fastener button stand allowance from this region down like so. So your full scale, either 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch will be enough for your button stand like so. So having inputted the button stand, we'll go ahead now to draw the style line of the Revert collar. And for this now, I'll be doing it more like a notch collar design. So here's the style line of my Revert collar. So next thing now will be to draw a straight line from this neck point connecting with this region to be able to fold back the pattern paper. I'm sure by now you have a better understanding. So having drawn the line, we can go ahead now to fold and flick back the pattern, then go ahead to trace it out. So having traced out now, we are good to go now cutting it out. And I'll first cut out the button stand this way, then following my outline, gradually cut out like so. So this is what we'll have afterwards. And as we have been taught, we'll need a face in pattern, which I've gone ahead to cut out this way. And by the time we do the sewing now, it comes out like so. And here we have another type of Revert collar this way. So this particular one, I'll be going ahead to placing it on fabric. They will see how we go about the sewing. So be placing on fabric, cutting 2 pieces out of this, placing this on a plain fabric, cutting 2 pieces out for it. So placing on fabric, this is what we'll have. So I'm actually using African print for this, and I've gone ahead to transfer my markings of the darts, and this is the face in pattern, 2 pieces like so. So let's quickly do the sewing, then we'll see what we have. So having prepared and attached the face in, this is what you have produced by these 2 patterns. So from this region down to this region now, your top stitching will actually be on the facing like so, while from this place upwards, your top stitching will be on the main fabric, so that by the time you flip it down, it will have secured the main fabric, it will not be protruding. So this is what we've been able to produce as the third design of a Revert collar. Are you loving it? So by the time we now place this over the other one, following our lapping allowance, the button stand, this is what we have, and we are good to go now attaching our button like so. And by the time we join the back piece, you already have your jacket or a blouse or a top whatsoever that you are making. So that is how to actually go about the drafting of Revert collar or your lapel. Simply draw the style line that you have, and with the extension, you flip it back or trace it out and cut. You are good to go. I'm sure you have learned so much from today's tutorial. Kindly give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you are interested in our online paid classes, you kindly contact me on my WhatsApp number for the information. We have private class, a mentorship class. We also have group classes that you can join and build up your fashion career. Until my next video, thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Lapery College of Fashion, raising professionals.